Aloha friends, it's Robert Stellick with Blue Planet Surf. This video is all about learning how to wing foil, and that's a little bit like learning to juggle while you're standing on a balance board. Ideally, you want to learn how to juggle first, then be comfortable on the balance board, and then try to combine it both together. So the other day I saw Daniel teaching his friend Chanel on the beach how to wing foil, so let's check it out. Okay, so we got Chanel here learning to wing foil from Daniel Kaahanui. He's gonna give her a few tips. So you already went out a couple of times. I've seen you out here, right? Once. Okay. So how did that go?
Not so great.
Yeah. So you want to explain what she was struggling with and what you were telling her?
So she was telling me that when she's on her knees, with the wind facing her back, and on her knees, this tip right here is touching in the water. So sometimes it'll get folded under the board or go in the water this way.
Yeah. Breaking.
So what I was just telling her is, when the tip's not touching, you can actually pull it more up, like over your head, or like how everybody else is giving tips, like more like up to the front, like pointed up. But I kind of just bring it up over my head and then find that wind to pump it up again.
Right.
So instead of from here, I push my backhand up, and then it kind of is like neutral, and then find the wind again right here.
Yeah.
I don't want to fix it like and have it pull like this and think I can pull it up like that. That's when it flips.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what people think, is that you kind of lift up with the backhand, but it does kind of the opposite of what you want to do. So only lift up the front hand and kind of almost push down with the backhand. Yeah. So that kind of releases the tip of it.
Turning it upward.
Did you practice on the beach already, like just like handling the wing on the beach?
She did.
Yeah.
Very short.
So and that maybe just try it on your knees too, like just in some wind, and then see how that works.
Your board is here. It's gonna pull you to this direction to fill it up anyway. And when I was telling you that the first day, you're gonna face out that way and be here. You're not gonna be here. I was telling you to put it in like this. So right now I'm stationary because I can't move. Eventually it'll pull me to that angle of the wind facing me that direction. So
you want to kind of go sideways to the wind, right? Not straight with the wind.
Yeah, so kind of like the
Okay, so you want to keep it pulling you forward, but not touching the water. So a little bit angled downward, but not touching the water. So that's kind of the trick. So you want the front, you want the front down a little bit, but fill it with wind and get some power. And then kind of have it lift you up. And then put your front foot on the board first. Yeah, and then back foot. Yeah. And then to depower, just let go with the backhand a little bit. Let the back out a little bit and pull down with the front, and then that way you depower it. So if you get too much power, you just kind of, not let go completely, but just let the backhand out a little bit. Like that's how you control the power. If you pull, you get more power. If you let go, then you get less power. Right?
I see.
Yeah. This way. Depower.
Yeah, depower.
Like flat. Like this.
Oh, this way?
Okay, keep the tip pulling you forward, yeah. And then maybe try to do a jibe. So then you would like go with the backhand, change the front hands, switch front hands, and then while you're turning the board around and then facing this way, like you're coming back, and grab it the other way, and then lower the tip in the front. Yeah. Okay.
Let it go.
Yeah, let the back go when that happens.
So we never got that far the last time. Lean into it, and that's a lot of power, better than going straight like this. If I keep it right here, and just the angle, I was showing you like how I was leaning back, but like Rob was saying, deep power, this is deep power, and this is power. See how I'm leaning back on it? Yeah. Deep power, up over here, there you go. Yeah.
A lot of times the mistake I see beginners make is that they go too much downwind, like with the wind. So by turning more sideways to the wind, you'll get more you get more apparent wind. Like you have more pressure in the wing if you go more sideways. If you go straight with the wind, you have less pressure in your wing. And then yeah, you want to grab it under it. Okay, and then yeah, so basically what you want to do to move the wing is like move the backhand up and down a little bit to kind of move it back and forth, and try to get the tip a little bit lower to the beat sand, but kind of control it. Bring it lower, 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 keep it at a lower angle so it pulls you forward a little bit. Yep. Learn how to control that, you know, where you can lift it up, lower it. That's good. And if you hold it a little bit kind of sideways next to you, it'll turn your board into the wind. So if you notice that it's always pulling you downwind, then it's a little bit off to the side. Like yeah, and try to stand up. Yeah, there you go. And then control the angle of the wing, yeah. Bring it a little bit lower if you can. Bring the wing a little bit more down, but not too far down. Just practice controlling it. And let go of the backhand if you get too much pressure, you know. Just release, yeah. Release the backhand. And then try to let go of the backhand and grab the front handle on the wing. Just let go of the backhand. Like you're riding a wave, then you would let go of the backhand and grab the front handle.
Grab the very front hand.
Yeah, like that, like you're surfing on a wave. Yeah.
And let go of the back handle and grab the very front.
Yeah, and then just let it fly next to you. Like if you're on a wave and the wave is pushing you, that's kind of how it's in neutral. Just hold it like that. And then bring it over your head again. Good. All right, what other tips, Daniel?
Walk. So now walk this way.
Sideways to the wind.
Now watch my hand. Stuff like that.
Hey, watch Daniel first.
Turning in. Following with the wind. Turning. Let go. The back. Switch. Grab with the right. Grab with the left on the back. Now we're going full side.
Yeah. So try that, just like let the wind, like walk with the wind and let it pull you back and forth.
It's almost like...
Yeah. Let it pull you forward. And then switch.
Yep.
And then bring the tip down the other way, but not too much.
Yeah.
You gotta take off.
Okay, let it go.
Yeah.
I should just let the back go, yeah? I should let the back go?
You can let the back handle go.
Daniel, you want to give us some pointers on how you do the backwinded move? Like when you do like the backwinded 360? Hard to do it without being on the water, huh?
Yeah.
Too much wind right now.
Yeah, it's gonna slam me in my face, but
Yeah.
anyway, I kind of power up with it. Just go with the wind, and then all of a sudden turn into it. Riding with it, and then I'm kind of rolling the wing. This.
Yeah. Wow.
So
Nice.
Kind of rolling the wing. In
Do
the water.
you try to touch the wing on the water a little bit? Like drag the tip a little bit?
I don't try to, but sometimes it does.
Yeah.
Just
Seems to help you out with the getting around.
yeah. It's hard to do it on land. It's just pushing it.
And then, so yeah, bring the tip down a little bit and then lift the front hand to bring it back up. Lift the front hand, push down on the back hand. Okay, that was too much. Yeah, there you go. So slowly lower the tip and then push down with the backhand to bring it back up. Like you have to kind of twist it. You have to push down with the backhand. There you go. So if you kind of push down with the backhand, it'll come back up. There you go. paddleboard next to you, like a little bit to the side. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just get the feel for that. Okay, so just to summarize, it's really important to learn the basic wing handling before you try to get out on the water. And probably one of the most important skills to learn is just how to control the angle of the wing, because you basically want the wing to pull you forward and get the wing tip low to the water so that the angle of the wing pulls you forward. But at the same time, you don't want that tip to touch and drag in the water, because then it'll like want to flip over on you. So a really important skill is to learn, if the wing touches, how to get it to lift back up. And the trick is to push down. You don't want to lift it up like Daniel's showing. You don't want to try to lift the whole wing up, but rather you want to kind of twist the wing, push down with the backhand, lift up with the front hand, and that's what's going to bring the wing back up. So when the wingtip touches, learn how to control it. And how we practiced earlier too, even when you're down on your knees, you can practice just keeping the wingtip low to the water so the wing pulls you forward, but keep it under control so you can, control the height to keep it low to the water but not touching. And once you get that, the handling down where you got nice, good control of the wing, good control of the angle to the water, and you know how to release the wing, then you'll be able to take that skill to the water and try it on a board. And of course, using a bigger, more stable board is definitely recommended. In this case, Chanel is using Daniel's pretty advanced foil board. It's a pretty small, low volume board, so it's really not ideal for learning on. And using a small board like that makes it really tricky, especially the front to back balance. And because it has low volume, if you're not centered exactly over the middle of the board, then the tail or the nose will tend to sink easily, and it just makes it way more challenging. So if you're a beginner, I highly recommend a bigger board than this. I would say some between like a 6'6" and a 7'6" with plenty of volume, probably like 1.5 times of your body weight in kilograms in liters. And that's one of those things that's kind of hard in the beginning, because if you don't have a board like that, you are going to outgrow it pretty quickly. So it's kind of a hard investment to make. But if you can find something used or borrow a board, or it doesn't have to be anything fancy, just get a nice big stable board to learn on. Definitely that's going to make it a lot easier. Another skill to practice is flipping over the wing. I find the easiest way is just to kind of get to the wingtip of the wing and then kind of push it under and let the wind flip the wing over. So now she's got everything ready, and of course it is kind of challenging on that small board. Trying to keep the nose up and let the wind kind of turn her into the wind a little bit. You can see definitely you don't want to go too far downwind, because then you have less pressure in the wing. So trying to stay kind of at a right angle to the wind definitely helps with having a little bit more pressure in the wing. If you head too far downwind, it's hard to get up and harder to have enough pressure in the wing. So yeah, here you can see she goes towards the wingtip and flips the wing over. That's the best way to flip it over. And then here she's waiting for a little gust. So when the wind is light, that's always a good thing to do. Look upwind, see where the waters has kind of more texture. You can kind of see the wind coming. And at this spot, sometimes on the inside, the wind gets pretty light. So it's a good idea to just wait for the right moment and wait for a little gust. And I think she saw something coming. So now she's got a nice right angle to the wind, keeping the nose up. Maybe her weight is a little bit too far back on that board. Like I said, having the small, tiny board definitely makes it challenging. So I have to give Chanel credit for doing this and taking the challenge. And don't expect it to be super easy. And this guy has the right idea too. Learning on a big stable stand-up paddleboard is a good way to kind of get started on the water instead of getting on a foil board right away. And one of the hard things about using a stand-up paddleboard that just has the fins in the back is that it's hard to keep it from drifting. So standing all the way on the back of the board is a good idea. And then let's check back in with Daniel and Chanel. So Chanel is definitely trying hard. Here she's getting up and then falling on the wing. So don't expect it to be too easy. It's definitely a challenging sport to learn, but enjoy the challenge and you'll get better, guaranteed, if you keep trying. Thanks for watching. Please give it a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Subscribe to the Blue Planet Surf YouTube channel, and we'll see you on the water. Aloha.